All right, let's jump right into this brilliant tool called Atomic Agent. Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're unpacking something that completely challenges how pretty much everyone is using artificial intelligence right now. Instead of relying on these massive corporate data centers, we're looking at a local-first operator agent runtime. It's built specifically for people who want the machines sitting directly on their actual desk, not locked away in somebody else's cloud. I mean, it really makes you stop and think, right? Are you tired of just renting your AI's control plane? Imagine if your AI lived entirely on your own machine instead of being funneled through a massive server somewhere. Right now, with most agent products, you're essentially just renting the core operational logic. Your files, your browser contexts, your prompts, your usage patterns, they all get piped through a hosted service, and a hefty token stream bill follows right behind it. But seriously, why should you have to rent the brain of your own assistant?
So that brings us to Section 1, the local AI rebellion.
This is a massive paradigm shift. With traditional cloud agents, you're basically asked to blindly trust an opaque service. You rent the control plane and generate huge, expensive token streams. But Atomic Agent completely flips the script. It runs a local loop right on your machine, using inspectable SQLite files and local trace logs. You keep your sessions, memory, tasks, and browser profiles 100% under your own directory. You're not sitting around waiting for a vendor to push an update. You have total, unfiltered visibility into what the agent is actually doing and thinking. The core manifesto really hits the nail on the head here. It says, a local-first operator agent runtime for people who want the machine on their desk, not in somebody else's cloud. And, this isn't just about saving a few bucks on API calls. It's a whole philosophy. It's built specifically for enthusiasts who want to tweak the prompt, edit skills on the fly, and keep their digital lives totally out of the hands of third parties. If you're into local models, terminal user interfaces, and software you can actually understand all the way down to the code, you're gonna love this. Moving right along to Section 2, Architecture Built for Local. Now, running an autonomous agent on your laptop sounds like it would just melt your computer, right? Well, consider this extremely compact four-step loop. Instead of treating the model like some infinite planner that has to process the entire history of the universe for every single step, the architecture is deliberately constrained. One inference simply produces one JSON array of tool calls. Then the runtime on your machine takes over. It executes those calls, compresses the results, updates your local state, and only then asks the model for its next move. The model just chooses actions. Your local runtime handles the heavy lifting. To actually make this run smoothly on local providers like Llama Server, it relies on what's called a stable prefix. This is just a fantastic bit of engineering. The system keeps the core instructions, like the persona, the rules, the tools, perfectly static, literally down to the exact byte. Because that chunk of text doesn't change, the system can heavily reuse the KV cache, which is essentially the AI's short-term working memory. It doesn't have to reread its own personality every single time it takes a breath. That saves massive amounts of processing power. And it beautifully balances that stable prefix with this concept, a bounded tail. Basically, your active conversation, your recalled notes, and the current world state are strictly clipped. They have to fit into a highly predictable prompt budget. By keeping that tail bounded, Atomic Agent absolutely prevents your local machine's memory from just being completely overwhelmed. It's a super smart way of maintaining context without all the bloat. These technical choices prove this is deliberate, thoughtful architecture, not just prompt superstition. Take the GBNF tool calls, for instance. That's a strict grammar rule, forcing completions purely into JSON, which essentially stops hallucinations dead in their tracks. And my absolute favorite is how it handles the web. Instead of taking heavy, token-burning screenshots of web pages like cloud agents do, Atomic Agent uses compact area accessibility snapshots. It just reads the bare-bones text of the web. Incredibly efficient. Let's dive into Section 3, a real desktop operator. Let's talk about what this thing can actually do, because an efficient architecture is totally useless if it can't get real work done. Atomic Agent operates your actual desktop. It's not trapped in some fake sandbox. It uses Playwright Core to drive your real Chromium browsers. It has full read and write access to your file system and shell. It can pull text locally from PDFs and Word documents. And it has complete Git inspection. You can literally ask it to blame a commit or read a diff, and it just does it, right there on your machine. It is a true operator. It even includes an MCP client, which stands for Model Context Protocol. Honestly, this is a total game changer.
It means you can seamlessly connect external server tools right into your exact same local tool registry. And the crazy part? You can do this live. You can add and remove these servers through the terminal UI without even having to restart the runtime. So your local agent suddenly gains these external superpowers, but entirely on your terms.
And if you're frequently on the move, you will absolutely love this. You can trigger actions and grant secure approvals right from your phone using a single-user Telegram remote control setup. The Atomic Agent runs on your desktop at home, and let's say it needs to run a dangerous shell command while you're out getting coffee. It just pings your personal Telegram bot with an inline approval button. It is unbelievably slick.
All right, Section 4, Memory that Feels Human. This approach completely solves the infamous infinite context window problem. Standard AI tries to remember things by basically replaying a giant transcript of every second of your life. Just a massive token dump. It's like trying to remember what you had for breakfast by rereading your entire diary from birth. But Atomic Agent mimics human episodic recall. It builds a durable identity and only pulls the relevant episodes into the prompt, exactly like how you'd naturally recall a specific memory. The memory is cleverly separated into different categories. Profile facts and searchable notes give it immediate context, sure, but the way it learns is fascinating. Lessons will actually distill your past interactions into core principles, while procedures store how-to templates for familiar work. It builds up this robust SQL-like database, but the prompt only ever sees compact pointers. It calls up the full text only when it strictly needs it to complete a task.
What's truly wild are the advanced mechanics running under the hood here. The agent can literally vote to rank useful or harmful memories up or down over time. Plus, it features asynchronous reflection. That means the agent learns from outcomes and writes to its memory after its turn, completely off the main slot. It processes its experiences without ever slowing down its immediate response time to you.
Finally, Section 5, Complete Control and Privacy. Now, giving an AI access to your real terminal obviously raises some massive security questions. But because the system can run dangerous shell commands or write files, those actions are strictly routed through explicit approval gates. You are always in the driver's seat. Plus, every single move the agent makes, every prompt, completion, and tool invocation is recorded in append-only traces saved locally on your machine. You can inspect these, replay them to save a prompt drifted, and audit exactly what happened. The whole shebang lives explicitly in a visible folder right on your drive. I really appreciate how honest the official documentation is. They flat out say, the promise is not magic secrecy. The promise is that the agent control plane does not need to be remote. Egress still happens, right? If you ask the agent to browse a website, it connects to that website. If you use an external API, it connects. No magic secrecy. But the absolute crucial guarantee is that your control plane, your rules, your prompts, your local edits, and your traces never leave your machine unless you explicitly tell them to.
So as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with an empowering question. What if the agent control plane never had to be remote? Knowing that you can have a highly capable, memory-retaining, tool-wielding operator right there on your desktop, aren't you ready to bring your AI's control plane home to your own machine? It completely redefines the way we interact with artificial intelligence. Thanks so much for joining me on this deep dive into Atomic Agent.